dun, dun, dun.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun,
Which one you want? Welcome to that Flippin' Sports Podcast, featuring Kevin Flippin' as Flip, the man, the myth, the legend, Paul Gilman,
Wow.
PG Fitted. Hey, Paul. And I'm your boy. What up? Kenny Wingle, K-Dub, fresh off a Thanksgiving L. Shout out to all the Native Americans. It's our month. Everybody else, you're welcome. Especially you, the Packers. You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed your turkey. Enjoy third place, too. What do you want to talk about, Flip? You want to talk about Thanksgiving?
Look, yeah, I'd love to talk. First of all, I'd love to talk about Thanksgiving because of the tremendous food that was eaten. I don't know about you guys. I'm sure y'all partook, but I was eating everything in sight and watching the Lions game, had a little money on the game. I think your boys were kind of punched in the mouth early.
Did you have money on the Lions?
On the Lions, on several players.
That's why we lost. Dude, okay, never mind.
Well, I mean, that is a valid point. That is a very fair point. Me having money on you would make you lose. But yeah, I want to hear what you think. I mean, we've talked about it. The Lions being on Thanksgiving, it's a tradition. We all like watching the Lions on Thanksgiving, I think, but this year's different. They were 8-2 coming in, and I don't know if they were on a hot streak. Their last couple of games they hadn't played great, but expecting a little more on Thanksgiving. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, especially at home with the momentum. I don't think the crowd got into it as much as I'd like, but they turned the ball over, man. Turned the ball over a bunch. They got lucky the week before turning it over and ended up squeaking one out. So, it's all averages. And I didn't think, they're not going to go 13-3. So you got to lose somewhere. Like I'm reasonable, right? And they go 12-5. That's cool. That's winning the division. 11-6 might win it. So still a lot of football left.
I think 11-6 does win that division. But so put it in perspective, right? Think about what you just said. You just said, as a Lions fan, 12-5 would be fine. I mean, that is incredible, is it not?
Yeah. That in itself, just
right.
The possibility's there. I'm cool with that, dude. You're not bringing me down until
it's a
the
beautiful
season's
thing.
over.
Let me tell you something. The last thing I'm going to do is try to bring a fellow franchise-loving, been in the dumps guy down. There's no way I'm going to do that. And Gilman, Paul, PG50P, Mr. Gilman, the legend, the myth, whatever wants to be called tonight, he's been there too. Even though his team finally broke through a couple times, he knows what it feels like to root for the team in the dumpster.
I'm pretty sure Detroit and Tampa share the honor of not winning a game in a full regular season, right?
Yeah.
We were 0-14 our first year, and Detroit did it, I don't know, 20 plus years ago, or was it more recent than that? I mean, that's rough.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being a raging football fan for your team and they don't win one game? I'd rather go 8-8 or 9-8 every year and get like mid-draft picks than getting the number one pick because you went 0 and whatever. Oh God, we lost 26 straight. That's the record, by the way. And I still think Tampa holds the worst winning percentage all time for a franchise. I haven't looked that up in a couple of years, but I think we still have that record.
So let's think about that for a second, what you just said. So are you saying you'd rather go 9? Let's just do a 5-year span. You'd rather go 9-8, 8-9 fall 5 years instead of going 0-16 or 1-15 and then making the playoffs or making the Super Bowl? Or are you saying you just rather go 8-8 than 0-16? Because obviously all of us would rather that. But
How many teams go 7-10, 10-7, 9-8, etc., year after year after year, right? I'd rather do that than be known as one of two franchises to go over.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I let me say it differently, Kevin. I'd rather be the LA Chargers or the San Diego Chargers.
Okay, well, I will say I'd rather be you because you get two.
Because we have a couple Super Bowls. I got it.
Yes,
I get it.
absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's like UVA basketball. They lost to a 16 seed for the first time ever and then flipped it around. Yeah, if we did that every other year, sure. Oh, we lost to the 16 seed? Great. We're going to win it all next year.
And Purdue's about to do the same thing that you guys did. K-Dub, I told you put money on that. Purdue's going to win it all. Although the odds aren't probably that bad since they're a top 5 team, but they will do the same thing UVA did.
Yeah, it's early. You got to go with somebody outside of there. I don't know what Michigan State is ranked, but they'll come around. I don't know if they started out high, but they lost to JMU, so they're always a team
JMU?
that you could probably put good money on.
JMU's ranked in football and basketball. What is going on in Harrisonburg?
Are they still ranked after losing to App State?
Yeah, because they came back last week and beat the shit out of somebody and climbed back in.
They're in a bowl too, right?
Yeah, they should be. A good bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, what's a good bowl? I don't know. The Gator Bowl? I don't know what a good bowl is.
Bowl's a bowl. They get some extra money for their stuff, but Liberty's 12-0, and they're ranked higher than JMU.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and who's the coach there?
Teams. Who is the coach?
Because it was Freeze for a minute, but I think it's not him anymore. Somebody came in and kept that thing going. 12-0. You're right. The two best teams are in freaking Harrisonburg, and where's Liberty? Lynchburg?
Yes.
Yeah, that's nuts. Nuts. Because the damn sure ain't Tech and UVA. No offense, Paul.
Oh, no, UVA is the worst Division I team in the state. Maybe on the entire East Coast. Maybe in the country. We might be ranked last.
I love that progression. I love it. Just let him go. I saw it in his eyes. His face was like, I'm gonna let him go. See how far he goes.
Hey,
you in the country? I'm like, yeah, dude, the world, Gilman.
I don't know where UNC and Duke are in terms of current rankings, if they're even in the top 25. But at one point, they were both in the top 25, and UVA beat them. But Tech comes to Charlottesville for it feels like the 90th time in a row and beats the crap out of UVA. I don't even know why I turned the TV on. I really don't.
So before we transition into real football, not saying college football is not real football. In fact, before we go to what I was getting ready to talk about, how did you watch Michigan Ohio State, K-Dub? You had to have.
Yeah, I thought if you were going to talk about Thanksgiving, you included the whole weekend. So I thought I was going to get an opportunity to just say, "Go Blue, baby." That was cool to watch, man. In Michigan, everybody there. It's a hell of a game. It's awesome.
Yeah, I like the blue on blue uniforms too. They're pretty tight.
Looks sweet. See Eddie George having to sing the Michigan anthem.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, in a Michigan jersey. That's terrible. Why would anybody do that? I don't remember any Michigan player ever betting, hey, if we lose to you, that's just a dumb bet. You're not gonna win.
Did he recover from the Wolverine attack?
Nice.
Oh shoot. So hey, Paul, this is a good segue actually, because you have River Dogs, big Ohio State fan, was down at Bobby Fest. How did Bobby Fest go?
I mean, it was pretty cold. It didn't rain. So we probably had, I don't know, 20, to 50 people not show up. We probably had, I don't know, 100 people listening to bluegrass, eating oysters, and enjoying some Brunswick stew. But I was exhausted, dude. You wake up early to start the Brunswick stew, and then by around 6:20 p.m., I remember because I looked at the clock, I'm like, it's only 6:20? It feels like it's 11. Like, just, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Being outside in the cold, constantly worrying about stuff is exhausting. But yeah, it was a good time. It was good to meet some of Bobby and Jake's buddies.
Yeah. So River Dogs was there and watching the Ohio State Michigan. He's a big Ohio State fan. I think he told you he was never coming back to Bobby Fest if Ohio State loses.
That's exactly what he said, but he's lying.
Oh, it's good stuff. Good stuff. Bobby Fest 1 was a success. Nothing wrong with that. So
I want to be clear, it's Bobby Fest 2.
Oh, was it? My bad. My bad. Bobby Fest 2. Thanks, Paul. So if I saw the rankings correctly today, Michigan, Georgia, Florida State, and who's the 14? Who's with me?
It's got to be Washington, right?
Washington, yes.
Washington.
Those are the 4 undefeated teams left, right?
Yeah.
And we've got Oregon at 5, and Oregon's playing Washington Friday. So that's what I'm talking about right there. What the hell is going on? Is that a WWE match? Is that the Junkyard Dog? Huh?
Is Mike Vick at your house?
Oh. I stay at River.
No.
Are you by yourself down there?
I'm on the first floor, and it's me and the 2 idiots.
Is anybody there with
Hey,
you?
look.
No.
Nice.
Looking at our updated backgrounds, this should be called the that comfy sports podcast is what we should call this. It looks very, very cozy now in our backgrounds.
It really does.
People that can't see.
I mean, that's what we're going for.
You need a fire behind you, K-Dub. That would be taking it up a notch. Take up a notch, put a fire back there.
Hey, can I ask this? Because I didn't watch the Ohio State-Michigan game. It was the difference. I mean, obviously Michigan was at home, and they were favored by, 2.5 points. Is it quarterback play? Is that the difference?
I think the line play is what everybody talked about going into it, both lines, and being able to run the ball. It was a competitive game. Ohio State had drives where they just shoved it down the field and ran it and scored and would answer. It's just, a couple plays here or there. But I don't think there wasn't anything, no big controversy of anything. And it was, Kirk Herbstreit sitting there at, mid it, AJ Hawk. Michigan's a good team. They were. It was a really good game, worthy of them being in the, both being in the top 4. I don't think Ohio State should be in the top 4 because they got an F. We're done with y'all already, so go home or somewhere else. So undefeateds go at it.
I will say this: college football coaches.
Bring on Liberty.
Yeah, that's who should be the national championship game: Liberty and Michigan. I will say this: Harbaugh wasn't the coach. I think college coaches of top 5, top 10 perennial programs, it's mostly about being a CEO and it's about recruiting. It's not about game coaching. It's just not. I don't think the head coach matters that much in a game like that. During the game, during the actual game, the prep and the recruiting and all that, he has a massive part in it, but not during the actual game.
Yeah.
And I'll also say this: Marvin Harrison is his dad, but 30 pounds heavier and 4 inches taller. Oh my God, that guy is a freak.
Yeah, he's a beast. He also said that's the toughest he's gotten played all year too, was the Michigan defenders. They were handling that dude, and he's a monster, dude. Like, he's going to be better than his dad.
Oh,
That's how good
I don't think- as long as he stays healthy, I don't think there's any question.
They say he said his younger brother's better than him than when he was at 14.
They said the same thing about Marcus, Vic, and Michael.
Well, there you go. Good point.
We'll see.
Bring it full circle. The Chargers are tanking for Harrison, by the way.
You
Speaking
can throw
of
it to Johnson.
injured receivers,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Is that a fight going on, Paul? I hear some wrestling.
And you have one of the
All right.
best receivers in the league.
We do.
Keenan Allen's a beast.
He is.
A beast.
But imagine putting Marvin Harrison on the other end, on the other side. Get
Yeah.
some of that. Shiloh.
Healthy Mike Williams.
All right,
Dang.
hey,
no such thing.
there isn't any such thing. It's the truth. He's exactly right. Hey, I got something
We don't fact check on this podcast.
Not at all. Here's something that I found, and I'm sure you probably both have thought about it, so that's not some new idea. But I'm watching it's Thanksgiving Day. Dallas is rolling over the Commanders, and if you go on social media at all, it's like, oh Lord, here the Cowboys are back. Dak Prescott's the best quarterback in the league. It's mind blowing to me. And then I watched some of Miami beat the Jets, and I was thinking to myself, these two teams are the exact same this year, the Dolphins and the Cowboys. I said, well, let me look at that just to see. So listen to Miami's wins this year, and then I'm going to give you Dallas's wins, and tell me this doesn't sound exactly the same. Miami's wins this year: the Chargers, which I hate to put us in this group, but we're 4-7. The Patriots.
Could you put them in alphabetical order?
Huh?
Could you put them in alphabetical order?
I did not.
Right.
So the Chargers, the Patriots, the Broncos when they were 0-2 and they put 70 on them. The Giants, Carolina, New England again, Las Vegas, and the Jets. That's who the Dolphins beat this year. Dallas's wins: the Giants, the Jets, New England, the Chargers, the Rams, the Giants, Carolina, Washington. Now, the teams that they've lost to all are very good. The Eagles, the Ravens. No, wait a minute. I didn't write down the wins, so that's my bad. But Dallas actually lost to Arizona, but they also lost to the Eagles and the other team they play. Oh, San Francisco. And Miami lost to every winning record team that Miami played and Dallas played, they lost to. Let's just put it that way. I find that amazing. And I don't know what it means, but here's my question. Which one of those teams do you have more faith in going to because they're both going to make the playoffs. They're both probably going to host a playoff game. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Miami probably will. Which one of those teams do you have, and I'll start with you, K-Dub, have more faith in?
I say Miami because you know how I feel about Miami and Mike McDaniel in that offense. Their defense has got to step up. They got to find something to be able to. I mean, yeah, I don't have a whole lot of faith in Dallas. I got too much energy for the Lions and NFC to be worrying about Dallas. They're Dak.
Well,
we'll see. Detroit will play them in a few weeks, and then we'll see where we're at and where they're at.
So before I go to you, Paul, you're right, Kate. I did write down the remaining opponents. So Miami and Dallas are both going to have a chance to prove me wrong if I'm saying something. Miami's going to play Dallas, Baltimore, and Buffalo in their last 3 games. I think their next 3 games are pretty winnable. Commanders and the Jets or something like that. But their last 3 games are tough. And then Dallas's 5 of their last 6 are Seattle, Philly, Buffalo, Miami, and Detroit. So
see that what they have in common is they don't win big games. Miami hasn't done it yet. And Dallas. Yeah. So
Paul,
we'll see.
Who do you have more faith in?
I have more faith in the Dolphins. I think the head coach is better. I think the offense is better. The defensive for Dallas is probably better, actually. But here's what you were saying when you went through all those wins. They're both tier 2 teams, which means they're going to lose in the first round of the playoffs or the second round of the playoffs, and they're not going to scale the Super Bowl. And the reason I have more faith in the Dolphins has less to do with the Dolphins and more to do with the fact that the Eagles are the only dominant team this season, either conference. And I know they only have one loss, and that's part of the reason I'm saying that. But if you watch them play, it's like they're a half point above everybody in terms of talent and execution. Both sides of the ball. I don't like Sirianni. I think he's cocky, but I think he's a heck of a ball coach for a lot of reasons. The X's and the O's, the preparation, and I think his team likes him, and they get motivated by him. It's pretty rare to have all of those things.
So you just segued for me, which is perfect, because the Eagles are what I was going to talk about next. And the two things that stood out to me about the Eagles, especially Sunday, number one, their kicker comes on the field to kick a 59-yard field goal to tie the game in the rain. And I literally was sitting there watching it going, oh, he's going to make this. Like, there was no doubt. Like, it was like a 25-yarder. And he kicked it almost against the wind. I mean, and who knows, maybe it was luck, but he kicked the hell out of it. It could have been good for 65 and put him into overtime. And the other thing is Jalen Hurts doesn't seem to have a pulse out there. Like, things are going down the 59-yard field. They're showing him on the sideline. He is kind of looking around like, when is this going to be over? Like, it's the craziest look on his face, and he's just so calm. Kelsey's out there flinching and flopping and doing stupid shit at the end, but damn if he didn't lead Hurts right to the end zone on the game-winning touchdown. So, man, Philly, you're right, Paul. They've won, what, 4 games in a row where they were losing in the second or in the first half or at halftime and came back and won, and it's just like, it looks inevitable. Now we'll see, because guess what? They so not like Dallas and Miami, they play a ridiculous schedule. They got the 49ers next Sunday, which are they going to finally lose one? I mean, I don't know, Kato. What do you? I know Philly is probably the one team that Detroit's. Well, I guess San Francisco too. It would be worried about, I guess, playing. What do you see in the Eagles? Same thing we're seeing?
They've been fortunate, but I mean, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and they're both, right? I mean, they've gotten lucky and they're really good. They're beatable though. I think over the past couple of weeks, you've seen that they've been put in spots where Josh Allen could have closed them out. It's that pass is a few yards to the left and it's game time. So they were close to losing, but they're getting lucky. Like you said, you were like, oh, he's going to make this field goal. I was like, no way, dude. It's pouring down rain. It's 59 yards away. No way this dude's making it. But that's the Eagles. The way their season's going is the thing goes in and hooks. And like you said, good from 65. So what'd they do? Like turn some fans on in there in Philly or something? Like, I don't know.
Look, I was just as confident he was going to make that as I was confident that the Patriots rookie kicker was going to miss a 30-yarder to send that game into overtime. oh boy, football's crazy, man. It's crazy. To your point, they're beatable. I agree with you, but at the same time, somebody's going to have to come into Philly and beat them, and because they're good in every phase. And they still have Rashad Penny sitting on the sideline, healthy. What was that all about? Are we waiting for the playoffs to all of a sudden bring a healthy, really good running back into the mix? I don't know what's going on there. That's a Sirianni shit. I don't know. That's odd. But
no idea.
Who knows, man? All right. Well, in the spirit of, before we move on to our picks. Does anybody got any thoughts on Pittsburgh? Because I'm sitting over here thinking my team's got a lot of talent. I know my coach sucks, and I'm not going to talk about the Chargers, but I'm watching them go 4-7 going, we should be better than that. We should have a better record. Paul, you said it 2 weeks ago. We're not as bad as our record shows. How the hell are the Pittsburgh Steelers 7-4?
Do you want me to say it?
Mike Tomlin, coaching. It's got to be. What else is it?
The guy's never had a losing record. he knows how to manage a game like nobody else, man. And at the NFL level, in-game coaching seems to matter a ton because 80+% of the games come down to the last 5 minutes. And Tomlin knows how to manage the end of games cold. Your boy is a moron.
Yeah, I know. So, wow. Well, then if Pittsburgh gets some talent again, what's going to stop him from winning another Super Bowl? I can't imagine anything because Pickett is not good. And Deontay Johnson's out there acting like he doesn't even know he's on the field. Like I think at one point something happened right around him. He's looking around. I mean, it's like the kid that's out in right field looking at dandelions. What is that dude doing?
No. When you say that when they're good again, you mean that when they have like 2 elite receivers, because that's
when
all
they
they
actually,
right.
right?
That's all they need.
Yeah, when they have talent at the skill positions, but to me that includes quarterback. I mean, you got to have to win the Super Bowl. He's not winning a Super Bowl with Pickett right now.
Pickett's not Joe Burrow. He's not. Name the top 5 quarterbacks. He's not one of those guys. That's for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not sure he's top 20. To be honest with you, but Tomlin's still 7-4, and apparently, I didn't look, but I think I read that their next 3 games are all winnable. He could be 10-4 going into Christmas. I mean, it's just
look,
amazing.
and I will say this: you can talk about the whole. Is it the head coach? Is it the quarterback? Is it the system? Canada got fired right before this last week's game, and Pickett's stats improved dramatically.
To your point, first time they went over 400 yards in total offense in 2 years. The longest streak, I think, it's been a while since anybody's been that inept. He gets fired very first game over 400 yards. So, Canada, I guess. Poor dude. All right. Let's talk a little picks. Now, we've missed last week, so I'm going to tell y'all what happened the week before last. PG, you went 3-3, K-Dub 4-2, and I went 5-1. No reason to give you the totals until I give you this week. This week, Paul used the always faithful pick the opposite of flipping and went 2-3, and I went 3-2, and K-Dub went 3-2. And K-Dub, if I'm saying anything wrong, I know you keep track as well. Overall records, PG 50P is 30-35, K-Dub's 38-27, and Flip is 44-21.
Hey, let me be clear. You guys don't have to ask me who my picks are anymore. I'm going opposite of flipping the rest of the season.
Oh, he did it already.
Can we at least go through,
I have no choice.
Go through the motions at least? I mean, make it sound like, well, I'm picking Cleveland because this, and that, not just because flipping pick Pittsburgh.
I will remind you, I'm the reigning champ. I still have the crown.
Oh, boy.
Oh, strategy.
That ain't going to work, Gilman. All right. Y'all ready? Have you picked the games that you want to throw out to the others? No?
We can figure it out.
No, but I can't.
I'll start. I'll start with the game of the week. San Francisco at Philly. I actually think Philly finally loses this week. So give me the 49ers. Paul, I know you wanted to pick the 49ers.
I did because most teams don't go 16-1, and I know they're at home and they're supposed to win. But I was going to say San Fran, but since you said San Fran, I'm going Philly.
Yes. K-Dub, what you got?
Vegas has San Francisco favored, and it's at Philly.
Really?
Yeah. They're favored by 2.5 points. So
that's amazing.
I'm going to go underdog on this, even though I really want I'm okay if this game ties, but I'm going to pick Philly just because they're going to figure something out at home.
That's amazing. That is no respect. If I'm Sirianni, I'm pounding that drum all week. They are 3-point underdogs at home, and they're 10-1. I wonder if that's
Vegas
ever
ain't
happened.
stupid, man. It's happened.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you, but still, they're 10-1. Wow, it's amazing.
But
All right, what did you
look,
say, KW?
yeah, they got
Did you
lucky.
pick?
They could very easily be 7-4. They've
Well,
had 3
shit.
close enough games where they could have lost and been 7.
Yeah,
Right.
You can say that about anybody, but
right.
they're not that dominant.
Yeah, but the
I don't think they're
Chargers could be
10-1
10-1.
dominant.
I mean, if we're gonna go down that road, the Chargers could be 10-1. Y'all could be undefeated. Well, maybe not undefeated. You could be 10-1. That Baltimore game wasn't. You can't say you could have won that game.
You
But
respect the record. Yes, they're a good team.
respect the
Just
record.
know something.
Did you pick?
It's gonna be a close game.
Did you pick San Fran?
No, I picked Philly.
Okay. All right. So you're going against Vegas. Wow. I'm by myself with the 49ers again. This has happened several times this year, by the way. All right. PG 50P, who you got?
I'll throw out Broncos at Texans.
That's a good one. Broncos at the Texans.
Ooh, that's.
Am I going first?
Ooh.
I
Yeah, go
know
for
I'm
it.
not.
K
I'm not rotating. I go last every time, Kevin.
All right, me and K will alternate. K what you got in that game?
That's a really good matchup. Who falls back? Distracted by the dogs. Who let the dogs out? Hey, boys.
What up,
What y'all
dog?
want? What up, dog? Who
What
you
up,
got?
dog?
Denver? What do you say? Broncos? Wag your tail for Broncos. Now I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna take the Texans at home.
Well, Denver is playing. I said something a couple weeks ago. Y'all laughed at me, and I don't blame you. I'd have laughed at me too, because I know PG 50P is not a big Sean Payton guy, but man, he's got these guys playing some good football right now, and I'm gonna keep riding with them because I don't like them. I've never liked the Broncos, but we're in a picking game here, so I'm picking Denver.
Perfect, because I wanted to pick the Texans. Thank you.
You're welcome. I did that for you.
And by the way, CJ Stroud is going to be awesome over the next 12 years.
Looking like
He's
it.
already the best quarterback to ever come out of Ohio State.
Already.
I agree. Yeah, it's not even close.
Right above Kirk Herbstreit.
Already.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. K-Dub, who you got? The awkward
Let's do-
silence.
Yeah, sorry, I was on mute. My bad.
Oh, you're all right.
Well, we got to pick some. So let's do the Sunday night game, the Chiefs at the Packers.
All right. I'm going Chiefs because just why wouldn't I? Are you going?
Well, I'm gonna go. I'll go Chiefs with you on that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to win that game, but I've got to make up a lot of ground, so I'm going Packers. Kevin, tell Briggs to go to bed.
I did. He heard a knock somewhere down there, and I said, "It's the ghost of Christmas past. It's all good." All right. I didn't hear who y'all picked. PG, you picked Green Bay. I know. K-Dub, who'd you pick?
He went with you.
KC. I don't blame him. I'd go with me too. All right. Cleveland at the Rams. There's one for you, K-Dub. Who you got? Your old
That's an
quarterback?
interesting one. Yeah. I'll go. I'll go Matty Matt. I'll go the Rams on that one. Take a home team.
Yeah, I'm going Rams too.
Dang it.
Have fun with Cleveland, Paul.
Dang it.
Dang it. Hey, Cleveland can win that game. Come on now.
No, you know what? I'm going LA here. I'm going to go safe.
Okay.
Wow, that's the one you went safe with. I like it.
I
Ballsy.
think I think
Paul.
Stafford is home against
Paul
the
is ballsy.
What's your safe word?
The Browns are not good with Deshaun Watson. They're certainly not good without him.
They're better without him.
Yet they're 7-4. Go figure.
Paul's
All
getting
right.
ballsy, huh? Flip.
His safe word is the Rams.
That's 2
Ballsy
words.
getting ballsy.
That is 2 words. You're right. You have
Not
2
if
safe
you
words.
bundle it.
That's a really good commercial, by the way.
That is good commercial.
What commercial
All
you
right,
guys
who's
talking
picking the
about?
next game?
I am. And look, I think y'all are going to pick somebody who thinks the obvious winner here, but I think the guy in his second start for the home team is going to have something for the Atlanta Falcons in the Meadowlands. So the Falcons at the Jets.
So do you know what the quarterback's name is?
Phil Spelunky.
No.
That's not right.
Is it Tim Boyle or are they trying Trevor Simeon? Which one of
No,
those guys are they
Boyle.
starting?
If it's Simeon, I'm pretty sure his
Boyle.
muscles in his body have atrophied so much he can barely walk, much less throw a 50-yard pass. In fact, Simeon hasn't thrown the ball more than 28 yards in the last 5 years.
So who are you picking?
It's not my pick to make. I go last.
That was good. I like it. I almost got you. K-Dub, who you got? Or is it me?
Atlanta versus the Jets. This
You
might
taking
be
the
the
Jets?
tie. No.
You picking a tie?
I could jump into first place with a tie prediction.
You could win the whole season.
How many wins do you get for a tie?
75.
10.
I think it's 10. I remember 10.
Yeah,
I also remember 75, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to do that, Paul. You need to start throwing some ties out there.
Hey, who said I'm not going to do that?
Pick every game as a tie.
Not every game.
All right. Who you got, K-Dub? The Jets or Atlanta or a tie? Or forfeit?
It's in New York. Man. Yeah.
Desmond.
The tie that brought down Aaron Rodgers' season. I'm calling a tie. Atlanta Jets. And it's probably a 6-6 tie. 2 field goals. Let's go. Going out on a limb.
Keep in mind, if they win or lose now, you lose. The only way you win that game is if it's a tie.
Kevin, we're all old enough to understand how a tie works.
Wow.
That's how every game is. Except I get 10 if I get this one right.
Wait a minute. If I call a tie and there's a win or a loss, I don't win?
No, you don't, Paul.
You get 10 wins, man.
Who you want?
Can we get a recount?
Me?
Yeah, you.
It's not my turn. I'm 30 and 35.
Oh shit! I'm gonna take the Jets.
There's a lot of weeks left, PG. It's like you're getting pretty desperate week 13. You still got some time to make up.
If Kevin had said the Falcons, I was going tie, but since he said the Jets, Jets, I'm going Falcons.
There you go.
Flip went right, Jets.
Yeah. K-Dub, you're last.
All right.
You get the last.
We talked about him earlier, and let's see, and let's give the nation's capital some love and throw the Miami Dolphins at the Washington Commanders game out there.
I'll go first. Miami. Somebody want to jump on the Commanders wagon?
Yeah, look, I'll jump in here. I think the Commanders, Rivera's gone after the season, if he even makes it to the end of the season. The fact that they traded Chase Young and Sweat, right? Sweat and Young are both gone off that team mid-season. Yeah. They don't care. Yep. They're not trying to win. I think the Commanders with those two, and they're actually trying to make the playoffs, it's actually a competitive game, but because those two are gone and Rivera's done and the locker room's lost, the Dolphins beat them pretty easily. I'm going to have to match you, Kevin. Sorry.
Well, don't apologize to me. Helps me out. All right, K-Dub, who you got?
Ooh.
Are you giving the nation's capital some love?
Sun shines, man. sunshine. Something weird. Something weird. I don't know how the weather's going to be in Washington, but Miami's different on the road too.
Mhm.
And I'm going to go Washington on this.
All
I'm
right.
glad you guys went with that.
I like that. I like that.
That
You
takes-
don't need to worry about me, K-Dub. I'm not winning this season.
That takes nerve. That takes some nerve right there. Some nerve. All right. Here's the rundown. Denver, Houston. K-Dub and PG50P got Houston. I got Denver. Miami, Washington. Me and Paul have Miami. K-Dub has Washington. San Francisco, Philly. K-Dub and Paul have Philly. I've got San Francisco, Cleveland, and Rams. All of us have the Rams. KC and Green Bay. Myself and K-Dub have KC. PG50P has Green Bay. And the last game, Atlanta at the Jets. I've got the Jets. Paul's got Atlanta. And K-Dub has a tie, which could vault him into first place. That would be amazing. I don't even mind losing if that's how I lose.
By the way, the Bears and what they've done the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 seasons, and that game last night, I know they won, but whoa, like
That was horrible.
the Bears should not be on prime time. They should be banished to 1 p.m. Sunday games for the next like 4 or 5 years. Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not.
You're
and
exactly right. They've had so many primetime games because they expected Fields to be that dude, but you should have put Houston if you wanted that Ohio State quarterback. You should have You should have flexed to Houston mid-season.
Well, what about the Jets being on every primetime game known to man? And we knew it because of Rodgers.
Rodgers was going to be there,
Yeah.
But gosh, darn, wouldn't you love to flex them out? My God. I'm really sick of watching poor Garrett Wilson out there looking
They're
lost.
entertaining. They're entertaining, though. Their defense is really good. So that's fun to watch, that they keep them in games for as long
They
as
do
they
their
can.
best, man.
But
that's
their,
even-
And it's so
their defense is really good.
the Hail Mary pick 6, dude, and the guy immediately is like, if that's not the epitome of the Jets season, I'm like, that's perfect, dude. You get no better than that. That's what it is. Terrible.
I mean, normally Hail Marys, they're like 2 or 3 receivers contesting for the ball. I think 2 or 3 of them fell down at the moment that mattered. They just fell down.
So how did
So bad.
how did fantasy go last week? I finally got a win.
Hey, you did? All right. So let me give you a quick little rundown. Of the fantasy football. That Flippin' Sports Podcast, fantasy football. So top scorer last week was paid Nick Bosa with 155 points. Shut up, Pete.
Yes.
Low scorer, boo. RBs with a whopping 65 points. Unreal.
He lost.
Division leaders
he
this
lost
week,
by 90.
Glenn and K-Dub leading their division. Paid Nick Bosa. And River Dogs holding it down. Get ready for the playoffs, boys.
K-Dub.
All right.
Oh.
What?
RB's lost by 90 points.
RB's clearly does
Unreal.
not care. Did you just snort?
He's not even looking anymore. He had Fairbairn, his kicker, was in. He was on injured reserve. His kicker's on injured reserve. He still got him in the lineup.
Go through and
God.
analyze our league and look at some of the weirdest things. Like, I'm the 3rd leading scorer, I think. And I think I've been scored on the least in the league or something like that. PG50P has not made one move all season. How's that possible?
That's my style, brother.
Shout out to you because you're fighting for the playoffs and you haven't even touched your roster.
Yeah, but I've lost 3 in a row. I was 7-2 at one point. Now I'm 7-5. Let me just say this: that besides paid Nick Bosa, the average spot on Kevin's team is 10.3 out of 12. Besides paid Nick Bosa. God bless Throg's neck. If Throg's neck was like 6-6, you'd have the last 3 teams. Oh man.
Yeah, that division's tough. Flip.
This is my schedule, man. My schedule's killing me.
So right now for the Final Four, I'd be in it. Well, and PG, you're contending, but Flip, you're pretty much out, right?
Might
Because you're
well
not even
be.
in the wild card.
Nah,
How many teams make the playoffs?
4, only 4. The 3 division winners, and then. So yeah,
Is it really only 4? Who made that rule?
that's what we said.
Shouldn't 10
We each
teams
get
make
one.
the Come on, man. Let's have 10 teams in the playoffs, damn it.
So when do the playoffs start? Week what?
Playoffs.
I think it's 16 and 17 are the playoffs weeks.
Yeah, I thought I had it somewhere. The schedule. The schedule. Matchup? I don't know. Whatever. Hey, God bless us all.
It's week 16 and 17. I looked it up with my dad. We were trying to figure out when the playoffs started. So
There's
pretty
3 weeks
confident.
left. There's
Yeah.
3 weeks left.
13, 14,
And
15.
The 4th place team is what's your record?
8 and 4.
And I'm 4-8. I'm out of it. I'm done. I can't
Yeah.
make the playoffs. I might as well
Yeah.
trade all my good players to paid Nick Bosa.
Hmm.
We think of a little collusion there, Gilman.
Do what you
I
got.
will not allow it.
I don't care.
Well, that's a good attitude.
PG picked the
Okay.
best team in the regular season right now. He's strong. 1, 5, 6, and 7. All right there. His whole division's contending for the playoffs.
God bless him. What are you going to do with that anyway? All right, let's transition to a little bit of Mount Rushmore. Who had Mount Rushmore this week? I know what it is. But it wasn't my idea, so one of you guys came up with it.
Yeah.
Well, you had it last week, Flip, and then the week before that was top food sides, which was PG. So yeah, I kind of mentioned this one, I think, when we were talking about Mount Rushmore for one, right, recently. So it's all right.
Yep.
It was my go then. Let's just say that.
All right,
How about that?
take it away.
So hold on, let me see if I got any. No. Boom! Mount Rushmore this week. Top touchdown celebrations of all time. I didn't specify college or pro. I realize that just getting into it, but hey, it's your 4 favorite touchdown celebrations of all time. Let's go, boys.
Let's do
Start
it.
it off, PG. Since you go last on picks, you go first on Mount Rushmore. Every time.
All right, I like that. I'm going to go Icky Shuffle. I've never really been a Bengals fan, but damn if that wasn't entertaining, and damn if he didn't score a lot of touchdowns over that 2 or 3 season period.
The Icky Shuffle.
I'm pretty sure you heard what I
like
said.
Oh yeah, of course. I think I did the Icky
I like
Shuffle
it.
before.
Why is that so funny?
It's always
You said that's what Herman Moore did to you on the basketball court.
Sort of.
It's called the Icky Shuffle.
He did it right after he dunked it on Gilman. He did the icky shuffle.
It was icky in lots of ways.
Oh, gross.
Yes.
Oh.
Ricky on his
All right, am I
forehead.
next?
Yeah, Flip, what do you got? That's a good one though. That was entertaining. That turned into commercials, right? He turned that into a commercial.
Oh yeah.
So there have been. I've got a couple classics on my list, but one of the ones that did crack me up was a few years ago when the Eagles. I think the World Series was in Philly, and Alshon Jeffrey caught a touchdown pass, and they threw the ball to Zach Ertz, and Alshon Jeffrey acted like he was batting, and Ertz threw the pitch. It was the football, and he hit him with it, and Alshon Jeffrey charged them out. It was hilarious. You didn't. I mean, just to think about something like that, like maybe he acts like he hits it out of the park. He threw it and hit him, and he took off after him. It was great. I know that's not a classic touchdown celebration, but I thought that was very clever of them.
It's your Mount Rushmore, man.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
No judgment here. That's a good one. We could see it's entertaining for you.
YouTube it. You'll see it. See what I mean.
I wrote it down so I can YouTube that one. I haven't seen that one.
Oh,
my first one will be, I used to do this all the time when I played football or whatever. This was like the celebration was, and I will have a disclaimer on this, but Deion's touchdown dance, double tap move, only when he did it as a Falcon or a 49er, I will say. I didn't like it when he was a Cowboy. So that's my disclaimer on it. But that Deion dance was his thing, and over, just like the Icky Shuffle. It was the same thing that people were just like, I mocked it. I still know how to do it to this day, and I could do it pretty nicely.
You might want to get up and do it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, for our listening audience, please do it.
You guys see it in person. I do that and the Juby slot. I know how to do that now too.
Hey,
Google the Juby slide.
One of the best Deion's was when he made the pick in he was playing against Atlanta for the first time and went down the sideline. Yeah. I think he started doing the dance before he even got to the end zone.
Yeah, he was on their sidelines looking back at him, like talking smack at like the 40, like started high stepping. Oh, come on, dude. Deion's got the best sellies because it started before he even scored. Like how many touchdown celebrations started before they scored? Dude was at the 40, like I'm scoring. All right.
Oh man.
Round 2, PG, bring it.
All right, I'm going to go similar, only because they were faddish, but they were faddish for a couple years. Jamal doing the Dirty Bird for the Falcons in their the year before the Super Bowl and then the next year their Super Bowl appearance. That got the fans hyped, man.
The Dirty Bird.
Oh, that's a great one, man. I had it as an honorable mention because one, it's a nasty dance, and two, like you said, what it meant and everything around it, and the fans and everybody just getting on board with the Dirty Bird. It's fun to say too. It's like Dirty Bird, let's go. It was just good one.
All right, this is our second one, right?
Yep.
So I'm just going to go with a classic. It probably started it all, and I did it when I was a little kid all the time. Billy White Shoes Johnson doing the Elvis knee knocking, whatever the hell you want to call it, was pretty awesome.
No, it was called the Funky Chicken, dude.
Funky Chicken. That's right. Yes. That was so good.
Good one.
Especially for a dude like that quick and with glasses on. I mean, that guy was something else. He was Deion before Deion. Nowhere near as talented as Deion, but he was definitely had a little showboat in him. That's my second.
I like that because that's one of the first touchdown celebrations that I think, if you think early touchdown celebration, that probably is the first one in my mind of.
Yep.
That was like old school before I watched football on TV. Yeah.
Like the first time you see it, like, what is he doing? It's pretty awesome as a kid. All right, Kato, what's yours?
All right, I'm going number 2, and I'm gonna go Homer. I just watched the documentary. I thought it was cool. You know, a B, A plus, A minus. Act like you've been there, Mr. Barry Sanders. I know it's not super exciting, but just hand the ball to the ref. That's what he did his whole career. I'm gonna keep it simple, and that's my Homer pick for the week. But nothing better than Barry. Just here you go. I've been here. Take it.
No,
That dude was-
Barry, like if everybody acted like that in any walk of life, the world would be better off.
and I'm going to follow that up with the ratio between talent and humbleness. There's nobody that has a better ratio than Barry Sanders. The amount of talent that guy had and the amount of humility he had, it's amazing. Especially when you compare some of the guys who are half as talented as him, who were 40 times cockier than him. That dude was just what a great role model for anybody playing sports.
Hey kids, just give the ball to the ref, unless you're really good at celebrating like the rest of these guys we're going to talk about, and then showboat like a mofo.
I'm with you. The celebrating is great.
I'm just trying to cover both sides. Like if your kid is bad at dancing, tell him just hand the ball. Maybe that's what it was. But Barry was just
maybe,
like, I can't dance.
Maybe Barry's just not creative. We don't know.
Hey. Me and my kids have special handshakes. I mean, it is what it is, man. We love it. So, all right, who's up? PG.
Briggs got a celly. Does he got a celly?
Yeah, he does, and he does it in the living room all the time. And my wife gets mad at him. He's like, he does this, hey, and he spins the ball. And then he starts doing the gritty and then kicks the side of the ball so it keeps spinning. It's the funniest thing you've ever seen, but he's never done it in a game, but he loves doing it in the
He's
living
practicing.
room.
You can't
practice.
He's ready. Oh boy. All right, PG, what do you got?
Well, hey, look, since we brought Briggs up real quickly, we were throwing the football around on Saturday at Bobby Fest 2, and Briggs somehow not only didn't catch the ball, but he kicked it like 20 yards. And I'm like, yeah, he's a real good athlete there, Kevin. And then he got mad at himself for missing that catch. And then he just started doing a bunch of one-handers. And I'm like, okay, Briggs, I understand. You enjoy and you're good at sports. I got it, buddy. And he kept getting angry at Bo. He kept getting angry at his 6-year-old brother for not catching every pass. Doesn't make any sense to me. That's out there forever, by the way, Briggs. Out there forever. My next one, and I had to remind myself by watching the video, and this is a celebration. I'm not sure it was a great celebration, but it was definitely memorable. T.O., who had already played for the Cowboys, back in Dallas with the Niners, scores a touchdown, runs to the star, does this hands outstretched thing unmolested. And I'm like, I thought somebody hit him. And then I watched the full video. Emmett scores like a 2-yard left tackle dive sort of thing. And he immediately runs to the star and slams the ball in the middle of the star like, this is our house. And then T.O. scores a second touchdown in Dallas, goes to the star, and I don't remember who 31 was for Dallas, but he tried to kill him. Just tried to kill him. He kind of missed. And then a player from San Fran tried to kill 31. They're like, what in the world is going on? That I don't think that's ever happened before or since.
No. That was definitely memorable. It was funny.
What's that? George Williams or somebody? Number 31 was Roy. Who was that?
That's probably right. It's probably Roy Williams.
Yeah. That was classic. That was classic T.O. though. He's gonna get on your nerves some way, somehow. He had a lot of good celebrations for touchdowns. So that's a good one. My third is this my third one? My third one is a group effort, and because I couldn't pick one, I don't know if you guys have seen a few years ago the Minnesota Vikings team did several great celebrations. I'm just going to name a few because I think they deserve the award if there's such a thing. They did where they all got down and act like they were rowing a boat. The next week, they all did duck, duck, goose. They sat around, and one guy ran around tapping somebody, and then he would chase him around the circle. Then they did one where they picked Adam Thielen up, and everybody limboed under him. And I think there was one other. They leapfrog. They were tremendous that year. I think it was all in one year. I think Diggs was on the team, Thielen. They had a bunch of guys that just were having fun, man. And every week I was like, "Would they go do this? Would they go do this week?" So all those were great for me. But if I had to pick one of them, probably the limbo was pretty cool. They literally lifted him up, and they all started limboing under him.
Can I say two things real quickly? I'd love to know their record from that year when they did all that stuff. They were probably like 8-8. I don't, and I could be wrong here, but I think he pronounces it Thielen.
Thielen or Thielen?
I think it's Thielen.
Thielen.
Just like
Thielen without a silent H or no?
No, it's Thielen.
Oh, okay.
Just like it's not Bichette, it's Bichette.
Oh, jeez. Been waiting for that, hadn't you? Flippin's going to mispronounce somebody's name at some point. Now you're making me look it up. See if you're right.
Hey, K-Dub, you know how Kevin says birthday? And this is serious. This is exactly how he says birthday. Birthday. T and H in combination are not Kevin's friend.
That's sad.
That's sad. It's exactly right.
Damn it.
All right. So the Vikings you got, right? So my third, so yeah, you were right. He could give a bunch. You already said PG, and this is a credit to him because his sellies were off the hook. I don't know which one to go with on this one, but I just recently picked up a football card. I sent you guys the picture of it of T.O. as a Cowboy celebrating and then taking the fans' popcorn and eating the fans' popcorn. That was one of my all-time favorites. I just thought that at the time and all his sellies and everything he was doing, that was pretty cool. T.O. popcorn.
That's definitely a top two for T.O.
Yeah.
Kevin's
The
still
popcorn and the cheerleader pom poms. Yeah, that's good shit. T.O.
Yeah.
T.O.'s on here twice.
Sharpie.
And the Sharpie. All right, Paul, what's your last one?
All right, my last one's not conventional. I actually replaced this for another one when K-Dub reminded me that he just said football, or I think you just said football celebrations, right? Or maybe scoring celebrations. So I went college ranks. The craziest play, I think, at any level of football that anybody's ever seen, and this includes the Tennessee Titans with that weird, did he throw it backwards or forwards on the kickoff? What's that called? Dang on it. What's the Tennessee Titans touchdown on the kickoff in the playoffs against somebody?
Music City Miracle.
Music City Miracle. Thank you. This play is like 10 times crazier than that. And it goes back, I think, 40 years. Stanford kicking off to Cal. And everybody thinks the game's over except like 3 dudes on Cal.
And the trombone player.
No. And the celebration is the guy 2-hand spiking the trombone player. That was the celebration. That's how Cal celebrated.
That was the celebration.
Maybe of any game ever. It's just nuts. And it couldn't have happened.
That's like team. That's incredible. That's like the reverse of Dion. Like
right.
The band was already so, and he just came and crushed you. Like, no, I'll take that. That's the Hail Mary pick 6 right there.
Right.
Wow.
That's a great one, PG. I'm glad you went college on that one. That round. Well done. Classic.
Glad you reminded me.
That's strong. All right, Flip. What do you got?
So I had a tie for my last one, but I don't want to say the last one if it's a homer. Do you have a homer one for your last one, K-Dub? All right, I'm
Yeah.
gonna leave it alone then. Then I got a
Yeah.
home one for mine, and it's similar to your Barry Sanders one. It was LT, hand behind the back, finger roll, and he scored so many touchdowns. You saw it a lot. One Charger that actually got in the end zone a whole lot in his career was LT, and
Oh, I forgot
I
about
would,
that one. That's a great one.
yeah,
Mm.
it was subtle, just hey, look at, give me some of it. Anyway, that's my last one. K-Dub, go ahead and finish it off with probably the greatest touchdown celebration ever.
Ever coming off of a third win in a row over the Ohio State Buckeyes, we go back to the dog dropping the Heisman pose. The timing of that, that's what made me think of this touchdown celebration thing. And then next thing you do, you go into TO and all that. But come on, man. Desmond giving it to him, letting him know I won this thing, and then to go out and actually win it. That's
Yeah.
big time. To me, the
And-
greatest football celebration.
Was it the same team that Woodson scored a pick six and put a rose in his mouth? Or was that a different season?
Different
I
season.
think that was different. Yeah, that was good too, though.
Hey, can I say this? Y'all
Nice.
can't think of one single Tampa Bay Buccaneers touchdown celebration. You know why? The NFL has a minimum number of touchdowns for a franchise that you actually have to surpass before you celebrate touchdowns.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I do have one honorable mention, and I don't know if you guys remember this one, but did Juju Smith-Schuster, when he played for the Steelers, scored a touchdown, and when they got in the end zone, he put his head down like he was counting, and Le'Veon Bell ran around and got behind the goalpost like they were playing hide and seek, and then he ran and chased him. Oh man, some of that stuff is just it's just great.
No, it's fantastic.
You know what's classic and a memorable after? I don't think it was intentional, but I think the dude is superhuman and running so fast is when Bo Jackson ran down the tunnel.
Yeah.
Remember he got lost in the tunnel, he scored and just took off.
And Bo's like Barry, but Bo wasn't trying to show off. It's just what happened based on where he ran through the end zone.
He was going so fast. It's either hit a wall and stop or keep running. Like run, Forrest, run.
Here's a fun question. Who's a better athlete, Bo or Jordan?
Bo.
I agree.
Yeah.
Look at Kevin. Look at Kevin.
No,
His
no,
wheels are grinding.
No, I'm going to give that some thought because I think Michael Jordan was underrated as an athlete, but I don't think he's Bo Jackson. I mean, Bo Jackson was an all-star baseball and all-pro football player. That's hard to top.
And here's how I'll quantify that is I'll say if Bo Jackson played Michael Jordan one-on-one, Michael Jordan wouldn't shut him out. But Bo Jackson
I've never
would
seen
shut
Bo play
Michael
basketball.
Jordan down.
I'd like
Me
to
either,
see
but
Bo
I
play
guarantee you-
basketball.
He did the Foot Locker dunk contest. There's some footage of him
Did he
slam
really?
dunking. Yeah. Remember back
Well,
in the
he's such
day
a
they
good
used to have a Foot Locker slam
Yeah.
fest, like Griffey did it and all them.
Yep. Michael Irvin. Yeah, I remember that. It's amazing how a lot of those guys can dunk easy that play football and other sports.
Yeah.
Have you seen Max
Barry
Crosby?
Bonds, all those guys.
Have you seen Max Crosby on the basketball court?
No.
The big tattooed guy for the Raiders?
Oh yeah.
Jeez.
No, I haven't seen
YouTube that. Man, he looks like Charles Barkley going down the lane dunking on people. It's pretty good. All right, hey, that was a great Mount Rushmore, by the way. That was a lot of fun. I've got the sandwich in the sandwich without miracle flip stat of the week for you guys, and there's only one. And I don't need. Well, if you got music for that, you got some Miracle Whip music. Come on now.
Ooh, Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
No, that's not it.
Hello. Please leave a message.
Hello. I'm calling to get the Miracle Flip stat of the week.
All right, so
That was good.
the
Here you go.
so this week, a sandwich is not a sandwich without the Miracle Flip stat of the week. This week is actually a question for the two of you, and I need to know if you can give me the answer. What two college programs have had a number one pick in the NBA draft, the NFL draft, and the Major League Baseball draft? Only two have had a number one pick in all three.
MLB, NFL, and NBA.
NBA. Yep. Two schools. Anybody got a guess?
I got one of them.
Who's that?
I got one guess.
Okay. Without Googling?
Without Googling, I'm going to say USC.
That is very close.
Okay,
I was gonna go
UCLA.
UCLA.
All right. So UCLA is one of them. What's the other one?
Ah,
Do I go first?
Sure.
yeah, go
Give
ahead.
us your gut.
I'm going to go LSU.
Damn. Ding, 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 ding. Wow. And you didn't
Very
Google
nice.
it.
LSU has good programs across all three, or at least over their history they have. And Shaq had to go first overall when he came out, right?
Yes. Yes, he did.
Yep. Who went first overall? Oh, Jamarcus Russell. Oh, they shouldn't even count that. They should take that back. Should only be
I
one
agree.
program that's.
That shouldn't count. I agree.
What UCLA
So I
got?
wonder if LSU just did that because their guy went number one this year. Is that right? Their baseball guy. Have they had another baseball guy go number one?
Maybe
I
not.
don't know. That might be. They might have tied them this year.
Hey, by the way, Kevin, when we do the flipping Miracle Whip thing, when Kenny says something, don't say you're really close.
Oh, but he was. He was really close.
Just tell me I'm getting warm.
Right. I didn't want to drag it on. I'm sorry. All right. Hey, what? Y'all got anything else to chat about tonight? Other than K-Dub's blue Christmas tree? That's a blue Christmas right there.
I like it. I like it.
Go blue. It looks well, yeah. It does look cool on the camera. We'll get this on YouTube, y'all, so you can check my tree out. You know. This is
You
going to be
guys
the
ever
Miracle Flip music. That was because it's like, whoa. That'll be that.
Have you guys ever heard Porky Pig sing Blue Christmas?
No.
You haven't heard that? All right. Well, we're going to end the podcast with something you've never heard, and it's freaking hilarious. So you can thank
Nice.
me later. Well, not that, but hey, you know what? It'd be great to have an ad before every freaking thing you pull up.
I'll have a blue at Christmas without you. Oh, it feels so blue. It just thinking about you. It'll be decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. It won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those it'll be blue, it's snowflakes. It start falling.
I wish we had video because Kevin's losing right now.
He's almost cried 3 times on this podcast, this episode. Make sure you include that. I almost cried 3 times.
Here it is. I'm sorry, but that kills me every Christmas. I'm glad we can share.
So was that Mel Blanc or however he says his name?
Nah, just some dude that does Porky Pig really well. The first time I heard that, I was in the car going to work and I almost ran off the road. It's just, I don't know. It gets me every time. Porky Pig. Anyway, all right. Y'all got any plans coming up? Big ones? Kenny on the stage anywhere? Gilman got any more fest going on? No.
Uneventful. Let's close the year strong. That's it. We're going into December. It's time to get ready for the playoffs, boys. Get your families ready for the holidays.
I'll give you a little stories from the Center of the Universe action. They got a sociology professor from Chicago coming on tomorrow, a national track team star from the 80s coming on the week after that, and then a man for all seasons. I won't spoil that 3 weeks from now. Yeah, some cool stuff going on.
What did you just say? A man for all seasons, but you won't spoil it?
You heard what I said. He may be uber famous or no one knows him except his family. Could go either way.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot.
Santa Claus on stories. It's beautiful.
Dude, that'd be a big gift if I got Santa.
Chris Kringle.
Yeah, I saw RVA Santa. Luke and I saw RVA Santa riding down the road today. We honked at him. He didn't even wave back. So RVA Santa, show some love to the people.
The real Santa would have waved back.
That's what I'm talking about. What up, dog?
Dogs want to go outside. Daddy's ready to give you a biscuit.
All right, man. You go play us out, DJ? What you got?
Hey, kill killers. Have a great week,
Let
people.
the dogs out.